Okay, part two to the steering on this 4500 industrial. Okay, I did have this apart. I just kind of set things back in here so you could see. I did get the pin master, the center one out. I took this arm off. The right side was still connected to the steering shaft. And yes, that was on top of this, and the nut was on the bottom side, so I went one step further and went up to this one and popped it free. You know, having watched other videos, simple little trick. That crowbar right there, just a little applied pressure in between the housing of the tractor, applied to the bolt, and then tap with the hammer on both sides at the bottom there, bing! Wouldn't believe how easy that popped free. That was something I watched and saw. So we got this arm off, and yes, here's the pin. We got that up out of there and cleaned it all up, started inspecting it. Pretty pitted, pretty rough, pretty wore. You see the holes in the side? There's a hole in the bottom on both sides. Down in the bottom here, there is a way for grease to come up in here. There's a grease fitting in the back down below for the main shaft, that for the pivoting arm, for this shaft that goes through. So there's a grease fitting on the back, and there is a port or orifice down in the bottom of this hole where the pin goes that comes up, supposedly up and through all the holes. Pretty rough on the bottom side, and like I said, pretty rough shape. There's the top and the threaded hole in the top. I found out that's a fine thread, 3/8. Here's the nifty little thing I saw somebody else do. Piece of tailpipe or exhaust pipe, cut off it and oblonged it a little bit, smacked it with a hammer just a little bit, oblonged it and set it in there. Little piece of flat plate, the hole, and there's the fine thread 3/8 bolt tapped into the top of that pin, and lo and behold, up she comes. That's slick. So with the pin out, then came this whole arm assembly right on up and out. It's already cleaned up. Yeah, so we're looking at bushings, more bushings and pins, but there you have the disassembly all the way down to there finally. Like I said, we'll get to the list of parts going there, and you know, like I said, there's more to come. There's definitely these bushings here too, and if I'm going that far, there's probably going to be bearings. So might be a while before I get the parts, and be happy to come back and show it put back together.